How did you live in relation to your fellow man, to others, just people around you, the next man, the next woman? When you, first of all, understanding that this earth, this planet, is something we do as spirits to come here and grow our spiritual abilities, our abilities to love each other, our abilities to, because there is nothing else but self. Every human being being a portion of God. There's nothing else but you, that fellow man, that enemy, that foreigner, all that's you. Same dude, same girl, right? So when you come to this planet, you are learning how to love yourself, how to love yourself, how to love yourself that sits in the mirror, and how to love that self that sits in the next body as well. So one of the questions that God is going to ask you when you go back, one of the things, the major thing that you'll be judged by, that your matriculation, that your progress will be judged by, is how did you treat other people when you were here? You know? So what's going to be your answer? You know, do you know what the answer is to that for you and its consequences on your matriculation, your development, your continuing forth in ascending yourself to your highest nature? Do you know the answer? How did you treat other people? Were you kind? Were you a troll? Were you an ass? Were you cool? Were you accommodating? Did you look at that other person like it was you? Did you treat that person like you would treat yourself? Don't they say that, right? Isn't that what we learn when we kids? Treat other people like you have them treat you. Did you treat other people like you wanted to be treated? You know, some people can't just chill. Right? Something happens, or, they take some perception about something, some idea that they got in their head, and they go their own way and they just start doing what they want to do, right? That free will thing that we have. What did you do with your free will where it involved other people? Did you see some benefit in yourself for disenfranchising them in some way? Did you see some, retaliation for something you perceived as a wrong, as justified? These are simple questions that you could pose to yourself to just find out how you doing on this planet. How many of you take stock of where you are within the development of yourself? Do you see what God sees when God's looking at you? This is what God's looking at you. God's looking at, how did you treat your fellow man? Because your fellow man is going to be that teacher, that classroom. That teacher and that classroom is going to be right there in your fellow man, your daughter, your son, your next door neighbor. How did you treat those people? What did you accept from those people? Because everything ain't, sometimes, you're going to be assessed on how you dealt with what you got from other people as well. Were you pushover? Were you, a dweeb to just let people just run on you, right? Did you have any use of your Haruka faculty? Right? Did you use your ability to push what is negative away? Or did you just let it stomp on you, walk on you? Were you, were you discerning in the way that you, met other people and what they brought to you? Were you Or were you just, willy-nilly trusting overly, just, trusting everybody? You know, these are just some of the things that are going to come up when you check out of here as, classrooms. How'd you address these classrooms? You know what I mean? Something as simple as, giving a courtesy response to the next man or woman who, looks you in the eye or holds the door open or, gives you your change at the store. God is in that other person. And if you don't see God is in that other person, then, what is it that you're going to be given to that person as an exchange of energy? God is going to judge you on that. We don't think about how we deal with each other out here. And I ain't trying to make this a kumbaya fest, but compassion is a thing that men and women, people, humans have as a development measure, as a, barometer by which to treat each other. Compassion. It's when your heart is speaking to somebody else and receiving from somebody else versus your brain, versus your lungs or your kidneys, right? Because all of these organs, they do something different, and the heart is, a special place that carries the consciousness of an individual. The heart is how you deal and how you use your heart will be judged. Did you show that animal compassion? Because they got too. They're portions of the thing that created us all as well. You know what I mean? How you acting out here? You know what I mean? Do you think it's all about you and so hence therefore you ain't giving it about nothing of this that I'm talking about? You know what I mean? What you doing out here? Do you think it's all about you? No. Well, the end of the day, all the lights will be shined. All the lights will turn on. You'll remember why it is that you came, and you'll see all of the mistakes that you made in treating that other person, ill by doing this or doing that, or using your ego to identify some offense that you had to, do some sort of a retaliation measure to, yeah, you'll see your mistakes at the end of the day. Some of y'all are gonna immediately, trash what I'm saying as naive or something like that. Talking about being compassionate to these people out here and, this and this and that. Yeah. See, y'all are the ones who are ego-fied, right? Y'all so controlled by your ego won't allow you to see what I'm saying. See, because before I said it, the ego is set, right? The Satan within, right? The evil within. Or I should say it's not necessarily the evil, but it can be, right? But it's the immature aspect of you. The ego is not the guy that you want on the throne. Talked about that before. The ego is the guy who is ignorant of who you truly are. And therefore, it's the problem. The ego is the problem in your life. So some of y'all can't see the stuff I'm talking about, compassion, empathy, showing love for your fellow man. Y'all think that if y'all extend yourselves in a way like that, then y'all gonna leave yourselves out there to be hurt, to be, y'all gonna be out there. You know what I'm saying? But I mean, even if you get hurt in this life, if you do it right, then it's just a lesson. And it wasn't nothing but a help at the end of the day. The whack classrooms that I've been through that taught me so much, I tell you what, I would never do without them at this point. All of the whack people in the background, having little funny energies. Hey, I would never do without y'all. Now that I have experienced y'all and I see what y'all have done for me in terms of my growth, in terms of my ability to assess life and where I am within it. Can't do without y'all. I need y'all. You know what I mean? Like to see y'all grow, beside, beyond your egos, you know what I'm saying? Because that's lonely out here. You know what I'm saying? How I'm going to be the only one, that's trying to, give up my ego and, live according to my higher self. You know what I'm saying? I'm confident that there are others out there like me, so that ain't nothing. But yeah, there's going to be plenty of people who I'm speaking a foreign language to right now. Y'all like, what? Man, you soft. You just, I chuckle. First of all, none of y'all, anybody who knows me, right? Some of y'all just know my voice, but some of y'all who know me, y'all know that there's no way that I could possibly, as compassionate, as empathetic as I am, y'all know there's no way that you could ever consider me as soft. Because when was the last time you stood up to the cop? When was the last time you stood up to the judge? All right, that's what we talking about when we talking about punk-ish type stuff. You know what I'm saying? So don't nobody, can't fix your lips to do that to me. You know what I'm saying? Because I got receipts for that. You know what I mean? I got, nerve, heart, power, kidneys. That's me. That's me. In addition to empathy and compassion. That's me. And I'm not wrong. I know I'm not wrong. That's why I try to show this stuff. I try to say this to you because I need to see a better way before I'm gone. Before I check out of this world, I need to see us doing it a different way. A more elevated way. A way that's more considerate of our higher selves. We need to, we need to move beyond how they got us, right? If you see the problem coming, you sidestep the problem. You do something different. If you see the thing coming, you do something different and get out of the way. So yeah, we are trapped up in many mindsets and behavioral, programs that that do dirt to us, right? That really got us messed up out here. And it's year after year, and that's year after year, and that's year after year. It's to the point where they, a lot of the control, a lot of the slavery is not overt no more. See? We enslaving each other every time you burden that man when you say nigga at the end of your comment to him. You know what I mean? Or you just, decide to be stingy with your wealth, because you don't want to see this person get beyond you or whatever the case. You know what I mean? You can't rise beyond these little egotism things and treat your fellow man with more compassion.